You are tuned to Anywhere the Needle Drops. Hey world, this is Justin. I am your host, and welcome to the show. Today we bring back our good friend, Abbie Thomas. You know Abbie Thomas. If you are in any way in the Red Chuck orbit, you of course have heard Abbie before. She's been on this show before for an interview. She's done our ATND live session. Her music's all over the mixtapes. We're big fans of Abbie Thomas, and so we had to bring her back on to catch up on all the things happening. And boy, oh boy, you will hear there are things happening in her world. In fact, it's funny. I spent a lot of last year, 2024, hanging out with Abbie, shooting this documentary, which I thought would, largely be in that year. Going back almost 2 years ago, I was sitting at a winery with my parents, who they're fans of Abbie from watching her around. I, of course, know Abbie from the scene and from being a fan. And so during her break at this show she was playing, she came over and sat with us, and we were chatting. And I said, "Hey, Abbie, I've always had this idea. I've wanted to do a sort of life of musician, rock and roll documentary. And wouldn't it be cool if I brought a camera into your life and just followed you around a bunch while you were doing all these things?" And Abbie was a little bit surprised that I had that level of interest in her life and career. And I was surprised that she said, "Yeah, let's do it." And so 2024 was spent, watching the album recording process and capturing interviews and parts of her life and tour and all that stuff. And that movie, the shoot, was supposed to close really at the end of last year with a big old New Year's Eve show. And then 2025 happened. And as you'll hear during this interview, Abbie's career just keeps on climbing and climbing. The cool things keep happening, and I guess what I'm saying is we're not done shooting yet because there's so much going on. We're just gonna keep on doing this thing and figuring out when the story ends at some point, I guess. So but it's good to have Abbie back on the show. The other thing with the documentary is that I made the biggest no-no that you do in documentary, and that is I became friends with my subject. I was going through a lot during that period of my life. I think most of you know at this point, I went through a divorce a year and a half or so ago. And so it was during this time I'm shooting this documentary and going through a lot of these life changes. Divorce brings a lot of ends, not just the end of that relationship, but, friendships, unfortunately, take a hit, amongst other things. And so I was in this real place kind of looking for some new community. And here I am spending all this time with this really cool, interesting group of people, this band and Abbie. And I'll never forget, we're sitting one night on a tour. I'd gone with them to shoot the documentary. We're sitting in this fan's house who had put everyone up for the night. And we're all sitting there just chatting, having some really interesting conversation in this dark room. And someone looks over at me and goes, "Shouldn't you be shooting this?" And that was kind of the moment where it was like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this wrong. But, Abbie has said, I guess I have become a part of the story now that we're telling. So stay tuned for that. We'll see where this all goes. But it's been a real fun ride. I'm very glad to call Abbie a friend and to, also have her music in my world. It's good stuff. And I'm sure you enjoy as well because, again, if you have been around a while, you know her stuff from us. So, we're going to hear all about her big news in her career. We're going to get a song first. She did a re-release of her song Together, sort of a new recorded version of that called Together Redux. So you're going to get to check that out in a moment here. Oh, and this session was also a bit of a double capture for the Soul Seed project Paul and I are working on. So if it sounds a little different, maybe in sound style or interview style, we were sort of pulling double duty. We were doing a podcast episode, we were capturing some footage for the Soul Seed project, and really Paul and Abbie and I were just sort of having a chance to hang out as friends because we hadn't had a chance to do it in a while. So anyway, check out this chat with Abbie Thomas. The song Together Redux is coming up, and then we'll hang out with Abbie at Theory One Studio. Here's to life.
patiently giving you your time and space. Just communicate how, try to relate. I'll give you all my empathy. But if it's just too much, if I'm just a crush, let me down softly. We got a lifetime together, together, together. Isn't that what you want? We got a lifetime together, together, together. You'll break my heart. Oh baby, don't break my heart. No, every day. Oh, don't you break my heart. We got a lifetime together, together, together. Isn't that what you want? Got a lifetime together, together, together. Oh, please don't break my heart. Baby, tell me what you need. Baby, tell me everything. Don't baby, tell me what you want. Baby, tell me what you need. Baby, tell me everything.
And here we are with Abbie Thomas. Abbie, hey!
Hey,
Welcome back.
thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we haven't done the official podcast show in a while.
Well,
But
I don't remember when the last one was.
it was,
Was it last year?
it was before that. I think it was 2023.
Oh my word.
Yeah, it was prior to several life changes on both of our accounts. And
We have been living life, sir.
yes, we have been living life. Yes, we have. So, and then, yeah, that was even before, I think it was before the Kickstarter.
Was it after the symphony?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was maybe after the symphony, before the
Before the
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then it was,
There's been a lot then.
there's been so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm tired.
Yeah. What's been going on?
Oh my word.
I mean, we had you in here for the live, so I guess we had that little bit of an update in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, 2025's been a little bit of a year for you.
It has been, unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because last year was, I was mentally prepped that last year was going to be complete chaos and fun, and it was.
Yeah. I got to join you for some of that. So.
Yeah. So last year, I think it was September of 2024 was when my album came out. That was fan funded by the Kickstarter campaign at the end of 2023. And so last year was all about full band shows, festivals, really pushing the album, and
Some guy with a camera following you around.
some guy with a camera followed me around, and then we became friends,
Yeah.
which is, I'm not going to complain about that at all. Yeah. And so coming into this year, I wasn't quite sure what it was going to look like. I had some really major personal life changes happen right when the album came out, and then it's just been a lot, and so I didn't know what 2025 was going to look like, and it has turned out to be just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And also exhausting and
Yeah.
amazing. So I said it earlier before we started filming, but I'm still just treating everything as if it's the last big cool thing, and they keep happening. So it's been good.
You got to savor it because you never know. So yeah. Well, I don't even know where we start. So Yeah, you did all the touring and stuff last year with the album, and then I guess let's talk about the award situation right now, because you've gotten part of last year I joined you at the Josie Music Awards down in Nashville. That was a big fun time. You won an award. And then I don't know what happened with the 2025 awards.
Oh man. Well, it's I would say it's award season for independent artists. Like there's different seasons depending on if you're signed to a label or if not. And music from the album has gotten, I think it's 25 nominations from different organizations.
Wow.
Which is nuts. Most of them are independent. Some of them, I guess they all. There's the International Folk Music Awards was kind of for anybody, so it was label and independent artists, but the rest of them are all independent, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. That's
awesome.
Yeah.
So, Josie in particular, how many awards?
15.
15.
Stutter.
15.
15. It's obnoxious. I actually had a phone meeting with a lady in LA the other day. She's like, let's just mention the top few, because then it's just a lot. I was like, I agree.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, throw some of them out there. What'd you get nominated for?
Artist of the Year again. Album of the Year. I'd have to get my phone.
That's all right.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, because, you were at the awards, when you were at the awards last year, those noms didn't really have anything to do with the album, because those had been for the previous year. Yeah. So this is literally the first time that we're getting to see the album get its, recognition and get its flowers. Yeah.
It's like Vocalist of the Year, Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, and then a bunch of the songs on the album got nominations in like individual categories or for music videos. I think the song Not Gonna Lie got 3 or 4 noms itself, like for music video, live performance, like a few of them, which is really cool because there's so many people that worked on that song, and I think there was 11 people total that contributed to the whole album as musically. Yeah. And then 100 amazing humans that paid for it all. So yeah. And there's like fans are buying tickets. Like we're gonna have 2 or 3 rows of people.
That's amazing.
At JMA's this year. So it'll be really fun.
Gail and Dave are gonna be so jealous.
Gail's upset.
I know she's very upset. She's got her civic duty. Sorry, Mom. So they are election volunteers, and they have a big election the next morning. Not the election itself, but they have to prep for it the next morning, and they're the ones in charge. Mm-hmm. So it's not like they can be like, we'll get there late. They kind of have to be there.
Yeah.
She's going to be so mad when she hears the rows. So, wow. Okay, so 15 awards. That's nuts. And then, I mean...
And the LA thing, I think, is the bigger surprise.
Yeah. So what happened there?
No. There's lots of surprises, but that one... so the Hollywood Independent Music Awards were at the end of July, and I had 3 nominations for that one. 2 of them were for mid-July. One was for lyricist, and one was for song, like folk song of the year. And Bitch Make the Coffee got nominated for Blues Song. I think it also got nominated for Blues Song down at JMA's.
Nice.
I really want that song to win something.
Yeah. It needs to. It needs to, yeah.
But mid-July won for Folk Song of the Year in LA, and that night was crazy. I could tell stories about that for the rest of my life.
Do tell. That's what we're here for.
I don't know if I should. But essentially what happened is... my best friend from childhood, Brooke, got to go with me. She flew in from Ohio and met me there, which is just the best decision I've ever made because we don't get to see each other very often. And so we go get in line, and at that one, everyone's independent. And so you kind of just walk into this room that you're already with like-minded humans, and everyone's just there to network and make new friends and... that potential collaborations could come out of. And so you go in with this mindset, you're like, I just get to be in this room with really cool people from all over the world. And I got to meet some really cool people. But I do the red carpet, do an interview, and then it's like, oh my gosh, the show's going to start. And so I had like free general admission tickets for my nominations, and then one of Brooke's friends joined us, so there's us 3 girls. We're going to go up to the cheap seats, the free ones, right? We get halfway up the stairs, and we just kind of get pulled into a VIP section we're not supposed to be in. So apparently one of the security guards looked at JoJo and her group and was like, "You're with these guys, right?" And her and Brooke, they locked in, and they both went, "Yes, we are." And I had no idea what was happening. I just remember my hand getting grabbed, being pulled behind this curtain, and all of a sudden we're sitting in this like really cushy booth with people, and I'm like, "We're gonna get caught. We're gonna get thrown out." And then ended up hanging out with the Grammy winner the whole night,
Nice.
and his artists and other artists from the East Coast, and our crew just kind of kept growing. We didn't get kicked out. Everyone's enjoying food that we didn't pay for.
That's the best.
It was really fun.
Yeah, and never a bad thing to meet a Grammy winner too. So
No.
Yeah.
And then my category, I had 3 categories, but the second one that came up was the one that I won. But when it happened, like, I had my phone out just kind of ready. I've learned my lesson at this point.
Yeah.
For award shows, it's like, just have your phone ready. You never know. And my best friend Brooke is a pro. If she's in the military, I don't know how she just knows what she's supposed to do, but she was on it.
Yeah.
She had her phone facing like the stage, and I had mine just sitting there looking at my face. I probably shouldn't have, because I'm apparently an ugly crier. But they yelled my name, and so we start screaming. Me and the girls start screaming, and everybody else around us realized what had happened. This guy over here starts cussing up a storm. He's like, what? And then I had on the most uncomfortable, beautiful shoes I've ever seen in my life that JoJo picked out for me at a shoe store on the way to the event because I didn't have anything to wear. And I was like, you got to walk me down. So the Grammy winner walks me down for my acceptance speech so that I wouldn't fall down the stairs. And I'm standing up there. I get to the stage, and both the guys that had announced my category were so nice, and I need to go and like write them a note and say thank you. But the second guy looked at me. He was like, "Girl, take your time. This is your moment. Have fun." And I needed
awesome.
that, because I was like, "Oh my God," I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And I did. I took a big breath, trying not to cry, because that song Mid-July is like, that's my pride and joy. Wrote it about my daughter. I'm gonna get teary talking about
That's
it.
all right.
I've just become really, really surprised at the songs that I write that people connect to, because there's a lot that I write that I think is just for me and for my therapy, and just because I wrote that song on a day when I was trying to work through something really hard, and it turned into the most beautiful little piece of art. And like, my daughter's giggling on the track, like you can hear her. She talks at the end of it. 3-year-old little Penny's giggling at the end, saying "Pop jumping," you know. And that's something that like we're always going to have for ourselves. And then the fact that it got recognized on an international level, and I'm learning how big of a deal that specific award show is. It's for independent
opportunities
artists
coming through there, or connections, or
yeah. So what I've learned is that there's another award show. It's called the Hollywood Music and Media Awards, and normally people that are winning that show are ending up at like the Oscars, and it's big time.
Yeah.
That one's not just for independent artists; it's for everybody. But they had so many people submitting into the music category for that show that the Hollywood Independent Music Awards is the spinoff. It's just for music. And they made it just for independent artists, which I think is just the nicest thing that they could do.
Yeah.
And what I learned is that, because the way that the show is set up, it's like there's VIP tables on the lower level and in the little booths that apparently we got to sit in. And then the upper seats are just, general admission. There's a lot of people in that room that are scouting for new talent.
Yeah.
I got to meet like Ed Sheeran and Lady Gaga's cinematographer for music videos. I got to meet lots of Grammy winners and just a lot of the people that are connected to the big time artists, but behind the scenes.
Sure.
Which is just really cool. And everyone's so nice. And that was my favorite part, is that everyone was just excited like for the winners. There was no animosity or jealousy in the room. Nobody's weird. It's just everybody's there to network and make new friends. And it was just a really cool night. And then an entire crew of people ended up on the roof of my hotel doing karaoke a few hours later. So that was really fun. But yeah, it was a fun trip.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, it's so cool because those behind the scenes people, they in some ways, in spite of working with these big names, they don't because they don't get the recognition. They are in some ways in a similar boat as the independent artists, where they're not as well known and they're kind of in the grind too. Yeah. So I guess that's probably why they bond with you.
Yeah, and one of the guys that was in line with us the whole time, just waiting for the red carpet. I looked him up after the show. He was a guitar player for Pink. But now he's an independent on his own. Yeah. But he was playing with Queen. Like, that's who is there. And it's just nuts to me that just writing a song on my porch. Yeah. And ended up being in a room with that crew. Yeah. It's crazy to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about, because you mentioned some of the awards, getting recognition in some different genres, because you mentioned a blues one, you mentioned a folk one. So, how does that feel?
I think it's kind of cool. I know that I had a really good conversation with someone in LA about that, because I would say I'm very niche, because I do genre bend and I put different genres together, and it kind of creates its own thing. So it's really hard to market and to find an audience. So whenever I'm trying to market, like with meta ads to get people to go listen to my music, like Meta doesn't know what to do with it, so my advertising could be really expensive. I've only ever had one song where the price was low enough that I could actually put money behind it out of my entire catalog. One. Yeah. But I'm really trying to hold on to, because I get a little discouraged about it sometimes, but I'm trying to hold on to the fact that being like everybody else never really gets you anywhere. In the long run, being unique and really holding on to my strengths is like hopefully what's going to cut through eventually. Yeah. And also as a songwriter, getting award nominations in different categories I think is a strength, because I can write for different genres. So, because I'm trying to think, I'm in like R&B categories, folk. I've been nominated in the blues. Devil's Advocate is nominated for a JMA in the jazz category. So, like, I think that as a songwriter is like, oh, I can have that on my resume and try to get into some rooms. Yeah, to write with other people. Yeah. Yeah. There's
an audience, or audiences that, you can appeal to different ones, and then the people you can work with. And plus, when it comes to some of the other work, that's more, I guess, not commission necessarily, but if you're
like royalty based,
that kind of thing, so
in the long term, like right now most of my income comes from playing live, so if I ever get sick, if I get hurt, if we have another pandemic, I'm screwed. And so I've been working really, really hard at trying to get into rooms to write with other people. So I think that's about to happen.
Nice. Yeah. So did you, are you working on any new collaborations, either from those opportunities or, stuff in the local scene here?
I have a list on my kitchen counter of just the connections I've made since LA. Yeah. Of people I have to either email, call, send a text to set up those meetings, so basically there's a few people who are like, I want to help you get into those rooms, whether it's in Nashville or LA. Yeah. So now I've made those connections, and if I don't make it, it's going to be my own fault. If that makes any sense. Yeah. So I just have to do the follow-up.
Keep on doing the hustle. So have you made those calls yet? How many calls do you have to make?
I've done 2.
Okay.
2 out of, there's like 7 of them, and I've done 2 of the 7 so far. Okay.
Well, so I need to text you every couple of days and have you done the next one?
I'm trying to do at least one a week.
Nice.
I need to do them all tomorrow, but yeah, because I'm also a mom, so I'm trying to tour full time, and then when my daughter's home, I don't work. Yeah. So I've gotten to the point where because I used to stay up late and just work through the night and get stuff off my list, and then get up early in the morning, and I'm too tired.
Yeah.
So I'm.
Well, and I saw like, during the album making process, you were putting in crazy long days, not getting a ton of sleep, and that wore on you. I mean, you got sick a couple of times during that process, and that doesn't help the career either. So,
Yeah, the album came out the end of September, and I got sick in November and didn't get well until like March.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kept getting tonsillitis, and like I got a lung infection. Like it was like all of the pent up stress and the lack of sleep and just all hit me last winter. Yeah. Well,
and the adrenaline of, getting the album done, once that was done, it was like, oh, now your body's like, hey, it's time to, here are the consequences.
Right, and you can tell, like, I should have brought my laptop in and showed you, like, the graph, my streaming numbers. You can tell when I get sick.
Yeah. Huh.
Which is obnoxious.
Because you're working hard, so you're making numbers and...
Trying to get numbers up, because I know that to get into some of the better writing rooms, like, you have to have a good-looking resume. Like, I have to have writing credits, on a bigger artist, or have my own songs do something big, which I don't have yet.
Yeah.
And so I've been working really hard to get those numbers up, and to watch it be like, oh, it's going to take off. And then, oh, no. And then there's nothing you can do about it because you're sick.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. But yeah. I think it's coming back around, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that then. And hopefully by the time this comes out, this will be old news. But what is happening right now with your streaming, with Spotify and whatnot?
So in June, I released a single that got cut from the album last year called Mighty Oak Tree. And it did pretty well. I hadn't released music since last September, so I didn't expect much. It was time to put new music out, and it did pretty well. And then on August 3rd, I released Together Redux, which is like a reimagined version of one of my own songs that I released in 2021. Mm-hmm. I've just changed, and I've really figured out how to work in a studio and how to communicate what I want. I have the musicians that I need in order to get what I want. And I was like, it's time. Like, this was a fan favorite song at live shows. I'm gonna put it back out. And I think the Spotify algorithm is like testing it. So in under 2 weeks, it crossed 4,000 streams, which is a lot.
Yeah.
On its own. So no paid advertising, just me posting stuff on social media, sending a text to the text club and to the email club.
Yeah.
And my fans liked it so much they saved it an obnoxious amount of times that the Spotify algorithm, I think, is just like, oh, people like this one.
Yeah.
So right now it's, because I'm a little bit of a stat nerd, and like I've been researching how the Spotify algorithm works and what it looks for, I'm going through these like bullet points of what it looks for, like high save rate, how many playlists it gets added to, and like what percentage they're looking for.
Yeah.
And I've been above those markers with this specific song, which has never happened before.
Nice.
Yeah.
So for people that are in the music business, what does that mean to achieve those those numbers and get on those playlists? I mean, what does that do for you?
Oh, the hope is if I can get those numbers up, like if the song does get picked up by Discover Weekly, Spotify is going to push it out to thousands of people for me, and I can't pay for that. And the hope is that if the song takes off on its own and it's getting 20, 30,000 streams in the next few months, that maybe someone who likes my writing or likes my voice, likes the music, is interested enough to reach out to be like, hey, you want to collab? Hey, I'm working on an album. Do you want to come write with me? Like, I'm just trying to get into rooms with other people, or picked up to go play festivals and might make booking easier, because I still do my own bookings for live shows, so that's still hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still only getting responses to maybe 10% of the emails I send out, so getting some sort of commercial, I guess commercial success. I don't know what the right terminology for that would be, but optics.
Yeah.
It looks better if my numbers are higher to a venue. If I reach out and it says, oh, she has 30,000 monthly listeners as opposed to 4.
Sure. Yeah.
But just looks a little bit better to get booked.
Yeah. And you're getting the music to a wider audience, right, of listeners?
Yeah.
So.
And this year I've been really focused on like grassroots efforts of growing my fan base. So not playing, I've played a few bigger festivals, but I've been playing a lot of smaller rooms to like 30 to 50 people. House shows, little tiny venues. We played at a farm in South Dakota. That was awesome. It was one of my favorite shows of the year. But more so going after a very, very loyal, small but loyal fan base, I think might get me a little further than just like going to a festival, running on stage, singing, and then you leave and you don't get to actually talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like we played an art gallery in Carmel, Indiana. I think it was like 25 people. It was 25 people, and I got to talk to every single person that was there. Got to hear which song they really gravitated towards. So like it even helps doing those shows from a writing perspective, because then I learn what people really connect to.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do more of those this year, just smaller, playing a lot of like trio, like acoustic trio shows as opposed to full band, and I think it's working.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It sounds like it's working. Because there's like I even saw like on one of my like Instagram posts like talking about the new song "Hey Together's out." South Dakota people are like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear it," and I'm like,
nice.
Yeah. That's just something you can't get when you're just playing a festival, or it's like you run and gun. Like you get on, you play, you get off, you go to the next one. Yeah. They're fun though.
Yeah, they are. I've been to a few with you. They are good times.
They're
Yeah.
fun.
Are you? So obviously you're seeking some new collaborations and stuff. But do you have any set right now in the works, like things you're going to definitely be doing this year? People you're going to be working with? Are you going to release? You had the track with Corey. I
don't know if this is considered a collab, but I've got a sax player from Fort Wayne that's going to play on my holiday EP.
Yeah.
And there's one song that I'm thinking about, like, maybe he should feature on it as opposed to just contributing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But I hope to have some collabs lined up in the next, 8 months, because I know who I want now. I just have to ask.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
I did have one lined up. We were going to knock it out in August, but... Then LA happened. I was like, I can't pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, life gets a little crazy after an awards show, and I was tired, and we're going to do it, just not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Well, I remember being in the room when you made the ask to Corey.
You were there?
Yeah. We were sitting there.
Oh, yeah. Was it in the basement?
Yeah.
Yes.
When you were during the album recording. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
So, right now, because I'm a, off stage, I'm a pretty shy person. It takes a lot of my mental energy to, get the guts up to ask for things.
I mean, it's like asking someone out on a date, right?
Yes. Yes. The probability of rejection is high.
Yeah.
So it does take a lot of mental, all right, girl, you can do this. Just get on your phone, make the phone call, get on the phone, send the text, send the voice memo, just do it. So I have a lot of those that I have to do right now. And I've also learned that when I'm tired, that gets harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the insecurities come out.
Yeah.
So, other aspects of your career, playing shows and doing the, releases as Abbie Thomas. Mm-hmm. But what are some other things that you're doing as a musician? We talked a little bit about film scores and that kind of thing. So what are some other things out there that you're working on? I
am 98% sure I'm going to get to do a feature film score.
Nice.
It's lined up. Sometimes with films, things get dropped and they don't go into full... This one I know has at least been shot, and they're still in the editing phase.
Sure.
So the score doesn't come after, or it comes after the film has gone through a first edit, at least, if not more than one edit. And so I think as of March they had started editing.
Nice.
So I think I'm going to get to do that, which I'm
That's
very
awesome.
excited for.
And this is not your first film score?
No, I've done a short film, but this would be my first feature.
Nice.
And it has a budget. Like, it actually has a budget.
That's
it's
awesome.
a real one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually for the same guys that I did Tight Squeeze for. And that was a short film, and that was like my tryout.
Yeah.
To see if they would let me do a feature. And that thing took off on YouTube.
Yeah.
We need to look up the stream count. It was a lot. And I was like, oh, good. Got me my IMDb page. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I hope that's going to come through the works by the end of the year. We've just tracked the holiday EP, and so I've got to cut vocals for that.
Nice.
And I have some singles lined up that they're started, and I have to finish them, but I'm watching Together, the new release, to see how it does on Spotify, because I was going to try to release a new track every 6 weeks or so, up until the holidays. Just part of my plan is like actively like do the small little things, have a repeatable, manageable workload, to grow a fan base. And so I was like, I'm just going to do the single route for a while, which I think is working. So I'm trying to think, before the album went out last year, I only had like 300 monthly listeners on Spotify, and I think it's over 1,000 now. Nice. But a lot of those have come in the last couple months. So, do
you foresee doing any more of the redux, going back into the catalog and maybe toying with some things that you could do differently or better, you know?
Yeah. I struggle a lot with trying to decide if I'm going to take my first album down or not. I listen to it now, and I think it sounds like a demo, the whole thing. Except for track 1. I'm really happy with that one. I get torn because I'm really proud of the growth from when that first album came out to where I am now. And so as a fan, sometimes I think it's kind of cool to see that progression.
Yeah.
But from a business perspective, I think about taking it or leaving that album like on YouTube and just taking it off of streaming platforms.
Yeah.
The algorithm gets confused. Future collaborators might be confused. Because when I recorded that album, I had $10,000 to go in a room. And that was for everything. That was for marketing. That was for getting CDs made, any merch made. It was to pay the engineers. And I think there was only 3 of us that played on that. So it was made in a small room. A lot of it was made digitally, so it was like digital drums.
Yeah.
It was very low budget. And it wasn't entirely me sonically. It was close. As far as like, I can, like on track 6, I'm like, oh, that's going in the right direction.
Yeah. Like finding your voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just didn't know how to communicate in a studio yet. Like, I literally went in with my songs that I play on piano and guitar. I was like, all right, guys, like, I don't know anything about recording. What do we do? And just kind of let other people make those decisions for me.
Yeah.
My voice has changed a lot since then, too. And so part of me wants to take it down.
I mean, I can see that. So in the era of CDs, I always really enjoy when I found a band that I liked, you know, or someone like got big, but then going back and finding their stuff, you know, finding that CD from before they were big, their first album or their demos. I enjoy that. So I like the idea of having it available somewhere on your website or somewhere, but I can definitely see
SoundCloud or something.
Yeah, but pulling it off the major streaming or that kind of a thing. People, you know, like really deep fans will be able to look on your website and be like, oh, here's this thing, but maybe it's not out there on the streaming things, you know.
And I do have that EP from 2022, which still toes the line. Like, there's just so many musicians up here that play country, and I'm not a country artist. Yeah. And some of them just can't play anything but.
Yeah.
And so with the album that came out last year and with the singles coming out this year, like, I'm really intentional on making sure, like, it's soul music. It might have hints of Americana every once in a while. It might have, there's a lot of jazz, but being really intentional on like the stuff I put out as an artist is in that soul realm.
Yeah.
And the earlier stuff is not there. So I'm
Yeah.
like trying to decide. This is where I feel lonely though. Not having a manager, not having, I do have, the musicians that I play with that listen to me.
Yeah.
Vent.
That understands the grind and
Yeah. But they're also very focused on the music. And I'm kind of, I'm running the business stuff. So that's the part where I end up feeling pretty lonely and like trying to figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
With that. Cause I'm at a junction where it's like, I think some things need to change. I've been tempted to dye my hair purple and sell all my clothes, and because like visually I look like a country girl. I've got blonde curly hair and I half the clothes I wear from Walmart. Like
yeah, and so I know some of your opportunities have been in that world a little bit. Some of the like, openers and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and like opening for Clint Black and Eli Young and even Girl Named Tom. They're very Americana, I think. But that's just where I live, and those are the artists coming through town, and those are the opportunities I was thrown, and I wasn't going to say no.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the heart of my music, I write storytelling songs.
Yeah.
So it's like I know they're hiring me because I can sing a story.
Yeah. And you're getting the recognition, again, with the awards that we were talking about earlier. You're getting these other genres, so people are recognizing what you're doing.
Yeah. I think from here on out, I know that I have to be very intentional with my visuals. I have to be very intentional with, like, when I'm putting singles out, what am I wearing? Like even for Mighty Oak Tree, I've got this hat on that makes it look like I'm a country artist, but I wore that hat because the song was about my dad. That is an heirloom hat. That was my grandfather's hat that he gave to my dad and my dad gave to me. So like it fit the story, but nobody knows that. So they just think I'm wearing a country girl hat.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's my fault.
Well, even when you're posting, you do a lot of social media posts talking to the fans, and even I imagine those you have to be somewhat aware of what you're, how you're presenting yourself. Even though it's a casual moment, you still need to be aware of what you're putting out there. So, yeah. I mean, that's so much.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And then, so
I'm like thinking what else is in my head
so all of this is going on, and we can go as deep into this as you want or as shallow as you want, but all this is happening simultaneous with you are having some major life changes in your non-professional world. So, I mean, what is that balance like when you have all these crazy successes happening creatively / career wise while also having these other things happening in your personal world?
Yeah. It's hard. It's really, really hard. So, I right when the album came out last year, started going through the divorce process with my husband. We've been trying to get my mom, who has Alzheimer's, into full-time care, and we can't. And she's passing out in the grocery store. Like, everything on my personal side, like, has been really, really hard. Like, finding a place to live when you're a sole proprietor in this economy was awful.
Yeah.
So I've had... Oh, my dog died in November. I felt like that was almost like the nail in the coffin at the end of 2024. It was unexpectedly. I go to Nashville, win a big award, and by the time I get home, I'm like, I think my dog's dying. Like, to go from like this to this, it's almost daily sometimes, and it's a lot. And I know that's why I got so sick last winter. It's just the stress is just a lot. I think I disappeared from the planet between October and November until I, like, financially just couldn't anymore and had to, like, make myself go out. And I was still playing shows, but, like, I played a show the day I had to put my dog down, and that was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. And I remember going to play it was just a cover gig, but it was one of those at a venue that they're very supportive, and everyone there wants to have conversations and talk in between songs, and it's like very, I would say, emotionally taxing, especially in a day like that.
Yeah.
And I remember just getting in the car and I cried for 2 hours in their parking lot, like all out. Just it was like everything that had been happening.
The stress just
came out.
Finally releases. Yeah.
Yeah. It had, and then, you know, on top of that, and I hope I'm not sharing too much information. You know, December 31, the full band and I played our last gig, like the Crazy Hearts as it was for 2024.
Yeah, that kind of original formation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We played our last gig of the year on New Year's, and then after that one, I knew that, you know, Caitlin and Nate weren't going to be with us anymore. Which is fine, just for various reasons, and we're all still friends, but wake up the next morning and Isaac finds out that his mom's in the hospital and has brain cancer, and Nate was going through some really heavy stuff that I will never share. It's like almost everybody in that group was going through something just immensely horrific. And a lot of it was going on while we were playing all these shows together. And, like, honestly, that group of humans is the only reason why I even made it to New Year's. It's probably why, like, Isaac and Simon are still with me, but Nate's still my producer. He's still my mixing engineer. You know, we've brought in a new drummer, and he just fits right in, but we've all become so close, and we can walk in a room and, like, read each other's energies and just know, like, hey, he might need a little more leeway today. If he's making mistakes, it's fine. And they check on me every once in a while too, like, hey, how you doing? Do you want to come play darts? Like, do you need to get out of the house? Like, and it's become a very supportive family, much needed.
Yeah.
And we're also all going through, you know, being full-time musicians and big growing phases, and trying to navigate that and how to keep supporting ourselves and our families with music. And so it's, whenever we get in the car, it's always like, kind of like when you came and watched band rehearsals, first thing we do is, like, check in with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that moment stood out for me, that first rehearsal I came to, and I've told that story several times, just about how you go through the room and check in with each band member and just see how they're doing and where they are before you guys even start playing. Yeah.
And they're nice enough to skip me some days, and they know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, now I feel like, because I really did not know what this year was going to look like. I was afraid that I was so sad about all the things that I was losing on my personal side. I was afraid that I was going to lose the momentum career-wise, because it takes so much energy.
Yeah.
It takes energy to write songs. It takes energy to get in a room and just make music happen. It takes energy to save up the money to, like, Mighty Oak Tree and Together were recorded in my living room. It was the only way I could afford to figure out how to put out music, but I'm still in the phase where I'm terrified to let any momentum die.
Yeah.
I can't afford for it to die. I can't.
Yeah. But it's also so hard. I mean, we shared several occasions in last year as we were both, because I was going through my divorce as well, and, like, sometimes it's so hard to just drag yourself out of bed in those moments, you know.
I had a hard time today, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm just tired.
Yeah. I mean, obviously none of that stuff is ever truly over, but are you feeling like you're, like, some of that's easing up a little bit and you're getting past it? You're getting to a little bit better of a place?
A little bit. Some days are easier than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely, from what I've seen, I definitely see, like, the energy is back. You know,
it's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now I have new challenges, which are fine. I finally have, like, custody agreements figured out, so I know when I'm going to have my daughter. Like, I had a really hard time the first 3-4 months of this year because I didn't know when I needed to have her in my care.
And then how do you schedule a tour?
How do I plan my tour if I don't know when I need to be present? And so I finally got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to know. I'm just going to go ahead and try to fill my calendar. I have musicians that are relying on me to fill the calendar because I pay them. Like, I'm part of their income too.
Yeah.
So I had all these people that were relying on me, but I was struggling to function on my own. So that was pretty heavy. But I think we're definitely through the worst. I mean, my mom's a different story. She's never going to get better, but yeah, it's been a lot. There's been a lot of, oh my gosh, I can't believe like this really big thing happened and it's amazing. Like, what a big career win. And then, 2 days later, it's my life's in shambles. And it's like balancing it emotionally is like I'm struggling a little bit with that. Sleeping sometimes is hard, but sleeping is how I take care of my voice the best. And so, like, even now, like the last week, I'm like, man, I'm tired. Like, my voice is tired. And it's like, is it stress? Is it the weather? I can't figure it out. So I just drink all the water and say a prayer and try to sleep more. But I also feel like that the music is even sounding better this year than it did even last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all living by the idea that we just can't let the momentum die.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no time to be tired.
Yeah. There's a little time. You got to allow for a little time.
I slept in this morning. It was pretty great.
You've got to rest. You got to rest. Rest the voice, rest the soul,
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So, in that vein, you've got some tour dates coming up in September.
Yes.
And September.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So the end of September, I think it's September 24th through the 27th. I'm doing a little mini Midwest tour. John Hayes from Michigan is opening. And if you don't know who that is, I will show you before I leave.
All right, yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's also a parent. I think he has 4 or 5 kids.
Wow.
He has a gaggle. Like, we've been on the phone once, and we could both just hear our kids in the background chatting it up. It's like, we're going to get along just fine. So we're going to go play Appleton, Wisconsin. We're going to play Chicago, Grand Rapids, and then Wabash, Indiana. And then he is going to perform mid-July with me.
Nice.
At the show. And we're gonna try to record every show, and then whichever takes the best one on that song, I think I'm going to release it as like a live one. But I'm calling the tour the mid-July and September tour.
That's great.
Just kind of like celebrate that song, and I think it's going to be the last hurrah for that song. Yeah. That's
cool. It's such a great song too.
It is. It really is. I'm very partial though.
Yeah, well, But, I would say, keep me posted on what's coming next, but I think we're kind of stuck with each other for a while.
It
so
sounds like it. I know there's a couple other things that we haven't even talked about. And I'm like, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna keep on doing this, I guess.
I'm like, am I allowed? I think one of them I'm allowed to talk about.
Yeah. I mean,
I might be allowed to talk about both.
Yeah.
One of them for sure. So I just got 2 more noms for like the World Entertainment Awards.
Excellent.
That happens in LA the week of the Grammys.
Okay.
Is that February? I think
that feels about right. Time of year,
yeah. And it's mid-July. Got nominated for Folk Song of the Year, and Not Gonna Lie, I got nominated for R&B Vocal. I think something like that.
Okay.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
And then
it's amazing.
I'm pretty sure we might have to cut this out. I'll find out. I'll text Catherine and ask her.
We'll double check before we release.
The single "Not Gonna Lie" is gonna be on the early Grammy ballot.
It's been there. It's like I don't know. I'm gonna allude to it. I'm gonna lead that direction.
It's one of those things. It's like something terrible had happened on my personal side of my life, and then I get a text from a Grammy nominee that says, "I'm going to submit your song in this category for the Grammys, and I was bawling my eyes out in the car. Was I here? I might have been in Niles the day that happened.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I did. I was like, how does a normal person actually process, like, you know, getting a phone call from your lawyer about this divorce that you're going through, and then also being like, you're going to be on the Grammy ballot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember Penny was in the car, and I was crying. She's like, Mama, are you okay? And I'm just like, baby girl, I'm just fine. I'm really happy, you know. And, you know, she doesn't understand any of it. She's 5.
Yeah.
She just wants me to put, you know, a different song on the radio. But,
was it the day we got ice cream? Was that day?
yes.
Wow. Okay. I did not know that happened all that same.
That's the same day.
Wow.
I forgot.
Wow.
That's why I was in Niles, because we met with Wendy and went out and got ice cream. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations, and keep us posted on that. That's exciting.
Catherine, she's the one that submitted the song for us, and you know, she is a woman of God, a woman of character. She is an amazing human, and she's a rule follower. And she's like, I'm only going to do this if you follow the rules, because apparently there's a lot of people that do not follow the rules, and there's going to be a lot of people posting like the for your consideration posts.
Yeah.
And I was just like, one day a couple weeks ago, I was like, I actually have to sit down and design this graphic. I can't believe I'm designing this graphic right now.
Yeah.
It's so cool. But she was like sending it to her mentor, who's a Grammy winner, like giving the okay on if my graphic met the rules of the Academy, because I'm not an Academy member. So we're kind of towing the line a little bit on, like, we don't want to step on any toes, because I'm not an Academy voter. And so, like, we're going to do it right and follow the rules. And it is a Hail Mary. Like, it's just the early ballot.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm a Grammy nominee. Like, so the song's going to be, we went for pop duo collab or pop duo or group song or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have an R&B one for a duo. But, like, if we end up getting enough votes after round 1, then you're on the short list.
That's
which is
wild.
It's a lofty goal.
How does that feel? I mean,
weird.
Just wake up in the morning and be like, is this real?
It feels a little bit similar to winning a big award, as far as like there is an emotional process you go through, similar to the grief process. Like, you know, what are the stages of grief? Anger, there's denial, all these things. So I've learned that I have a series of events, emotional events, that I go through when I win an award, and I feel the same about this whole Grammy campaign. Why me? A lot of like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
A lot of like overwhelm. Like, if this thing actually goes through, like, can I... Like, winning the award in LA, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a really big deal. I have to live up to this. Like, it comes with a lot of pressure. And right now, with both things, like the award in LA and with being on the Grammy ballot, I'm just really excited about it. That's the phase I'm in right now. It's like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, the fact that you've gotten to this point is the proof that you are worthy of it, that you are capable of it. I mean, you have
nice.
It wouldn't have happened. It's not, I mean, we've talked about this before, but there's the talent requirement, and there's also the work ethic, the energy that you put in, and you've been doing those things. I've sat and watched you do those things, spent a whole year with you watching you do those things, and this is just like the fruit of that. So like you have that, you're doing it. So that's so amazing.
And one thing that I'm working on is actually taking like the compliments and taking the recognition and just saying thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it might feel wrong or undeserved, but even just, I'm very grateful for all of it, and I just need to work on accepting the kindness and the praise and just saying thank you and being grateful for it and not being like, no, I don't, like, if that makes any sense.
It does, yeah.
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 But it's really funny that, like, that you were in the room and we were thinking about asking Corey to duet on that song. And we had a saying for this album the whole time.
Yeah.
It was treat it as if it's a big budget label project. Let's make the decisions as if we're going for a Grammy.
Yep.
And we kept saying for the Grammy. And I remember saying before asking Corey, okay, for the Grammy. And, and none of us actually thought that it would ever even be considered for any of that.
Yeah.
And again, it's not nominated yet. It's just it's gonna be on the ballot.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
That is a step.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big step. Corey's been on the ballot twice before. And so he's really excited.
Yeah.
He's like, this is our time, I know it, but and I was doing research and like I even asked ChatGPT and like, who are possible candidates for this specific category? And it's like Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga collab. And like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I think there's just like one too many of those for us to actually end up a nominee. But you know what? We put ourselves in the running.
I mean, remember where you were a year ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, what month is it? August? What was happening last August? We were a month out from the album. Is this the month that Bitch Make the Coffee got released?
Might have been. I don't know.
That was a good time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember at one point we were bouncing around a few different places up north somewhere, I think.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, hey, for the Grammy, I mean...
For the Grammy. Hail Mary.
Yep. Well, that is a lot. Yeah. So, everyone listening, sign up for the email list or the text list. Yes. Follow on the socials for all the updates.
Go listen to Together Redux.
Go listen to Together. Add it to your playlist. Like it, right? All those things.
Save it. Listen to it multiple times.
Save it. Yep. Keep on playing. And it's a great song. So it's a great song. It's a great version of it.
When the guys get in the car to go to show, I'm like, okay, everybody put Together on repeat on your phones while we have our conversation. Feed the algorithm.
That's right. Yep.
Poor musician strategies for business
Hey,
success.
You know what? You got to do it. So. All right. Well, Abbie Thomas, thanks for hanging out again. And
I feel like I talked a lot.
Well, that's kind of the point of the show, so it's kind of what we do. So, yeah. All right. Well, we'll update this again sometime in the near future with the latest greatest. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
You have been listening to Anywhere the Needle Drops from Red Chuck Productions. Keep up on new episodes of this show, our live events and various creations and other happenings over at redchuckproductions.com or by following us on social media at Red Chuck Productions. Special thanks to Hero Jr. for our theme music. You can check them out over at herojuniormusic.com. That is Hero, Hero, Junior, JR, music.com. A big shout out to Paul Clemson and Theory One Productions for handling sound duties and so much more. Check out their magic over at theory1productions.com. And a big thank you to Earthworks Audio for outfitting the Red Chuck studio. See their microphones and their other products over at earthworksaudio.com. Be sure to support all of our guests by visiting their websites, social media, clicking that subscribe button, seeing them live, and checking out their merch stores. Give musicians and artists your money. We'll be back with the next episode. Until then, thank you for your time. Here's to life.